Hey guys, it has been a while. I meant to do a video earlier on. We all got sick though. We ended up getting COVID just before Christmas. Mild cases by all accounts, but still we were just sick, like a bad cold, kind of cough, all of that. Mild still compared to so many out there. So feeling totally grateful, but it threw off my schedule. It threw off everyone's schedule, and we were, sick right before Christmas. So I finally have dug myself out of a messy house and getting back to some quilting. In fact, today I have opened signups for my Quilt-Along. This pattern behind me here is coming out on January 20th. The Quilt-Along will be a year-long Quilt-Along, and it's starting January 24th. And it's going to be a whole year. So it's going to give us lots of time to use scraps. For all of you quilters out there who have New Year's resolutions of using your scraps, this is the perfect pattern for you because it uses scraps in a couple of sizes, and it's also charm pack friendly, jelly roll friendly. If you have, leftover squares from charms, if you have leftover strips from jelly rolls, it's perfect for that as well. And then of course, if you wanted to use a whole new jelly roll, you can do that also. So let me go ahead and turn this around and I will talk about it a little bit more. The link for the blog or the Quilt-Along sign up will be in the description. It's my website, quiltingfor4.com. You can go there, and that's where I'm having signups. Like I said, it's going to be one whole year long. In the pattern, there will be a coloring sheet so you can keep track of all the blocks you're making each month. It's offered in 4 sizes, so there's a variety you can choose from, what works for you. The other thing is, if you start small and you say, I'm going to make a baby size, which is what I'm making behind me, you can always upgrade because it's block based, so it makes it really easy to do the next size up. So this pattern is super scrappy. For my first version, I decided to use Christmas scraps. You guys know how much I love my Christmas quilts, and this is no exception because I have 2 jars full of Christmas scraps. And I made a scrappy Christmas quilt 2 years ago, knocked out a lot of it, but of course I've made many more Christmas quilts since then. So I have refilled a lot of those jars. This one is the baby size, 9 blocks, and I love it because I'm able to use my low volumes, so off-white, subtle prints. That's kind of what a low volume is. It's just those tone-on-tone patterns. It's the tone-on-tone, beiges or white on white with little dots. I decided to just go full-on scrappy here with my backs and the background, and look at that, they're all different. And I was even able to add a lot of the gold that I'd accumulated from various Christmas lines, some gold stripes. I have loved making this quilt so much. I had hoped to have it done before New Year's so I could show you guys the full quilt. I have 2 more blocks to make. Like I said, this is the baby size, and originally I had intended on doing the small throw size, which was 25 blocks, but I decided I wanted to also hand quilt this, and smaller would be better because when I have done hand quilting or like the big stitch quilting, that's really what I've been doing. I go big and then I just get burned out because I end up hand quilting or attempting to hand quilt this massive quilt. So this time I was like, you know what? I just need to stop and slow down and do a baby size because it's still using a ton of scraps. I have 2 more blocks that I can use or that I'll make, and then I will do some quilting. I haven't quite decided what I want to do on this quilt as far as the big stitch quilting. I have lots of pearl cotton thread that I think would be really nice in here. I could even just stitch in the ditch between blocks so that it's secured, and then I can just take my time adding designs with the hand quilting. But I would love for you guys to sign up for the Quilt-Along and join us. It'll be a whole year-long community-wide event where we cheer each other on using scraps. Like I said, there's going to be a coloring sheet to kind of keep track of your progress. When I designed my star glass quilt, I made it scrappy using these scraps from my jars, but I did it with a traditional red and green vibe. This scrap quilt, I wanted to use a lot of the pastels, the pastel Christmas fabrics that I have made using the lighter tone fabrics for my kids, and a couple of these were from Pattern. Some of them were gifted from friends who liked that really fun, playful Christmas fabric, and I am loving the way this is turning out. So this quilt is going to come with 4 sizes. Like I said, it's going to be scrap friendly, it's going to be charm pack friendly, jelly roll friendly, and fat quarter friendly. So this really has a lot of options. For our Quilt-Along, it's going to be 12 months long, and we're going to slowly eke out another quilt. I'm hoping to complete this one before I release in January. I'm sorry, my kids are down here today, and you'll just have to hear them in the background. Before January. So this one will be done, hopefully. I am making 25 blocks. It's not done with half square triangles. It's a little bit different construction, but it really is just so much fun. The other thing is that I am using my low volume scraps. I have a jar of low volumes and I just rarely get to use them. So I wanted to make this scrappy quilt extremely scrappy, and I'm using the low volumes and I'm using the patterns on these, and they're all just coming together really well. If you want to follow the progress of this quilt, follow me on Instagram, Quilting for 4. I'm giving routine sneak peeks and showing what I'm working on, and even just the latest block that I kind of put together. For this pattern, like I said, I'm going to have the coloring sheet where you can mark it off. I will be doing a sign up, so you'll be able to sign up for the Quilt-Along. You'll receive a monthly email reminding you about it, seeing where you are, and then of course I will be posting mine alongside the year quilting, because I still have quite a few scraps I'll be using, and then I have lots of tips. There are going to be quite a few versions of this you can make. One of my testers suggested a temperature quilt, absolutely perfect for that. Last night when I was making this, I thought, gosh, this is a perfect I Spy quilt, because there are so many opportunities to make fabrics, and to make little tiny blocks. And so I'm probably going to aim that next quilt that I'm going to make with you guys as an I Spy quilt for my kids, because it's been on my bucket list forever. I'm going to be using all of these scraps here for my next version. It will be a non-Christmas version. You can see some of these jars are super overdue because they're just bursting, especially the black and grays, which again would be another option you could do instead of a white low volume neutrals. You could do blacks and grays and then bold colors. I'm not sure which direction I'm gonna go yet for my next version, but I will be having the first block and show you my color pool when we start the Quilt-Along on January 24th. So many of you have already signed up already. Super excited about that. Like I said, the pattern releases on January 20th in my Etsy shop, and I hope that you guys will join me this year.